Hi, Srushti, forever
Hi,
gone. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I still missed you.
Yes, we miss you too. Look, we have here a
What are you
little.
doing? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hi. Congratulations.
yeah. No, it's just the friends. I don't have yet a dog, but it's just the friends. It's nice to take care of something.
Oh, babysitting.
Exactly,
You
doggy
should come
sitting.
here babysit my kids.
I'm only good with the pets, really, not so good with kids.
They're like very similar to pets.
I thought they have a bit
Mm.
of talking things more.
Yeah.
So
So,
was
how have you been?
I mean, good. I think quite busy and in general, probably a bit not that active as we have not been releasing any stuff out. But I guess, in general, I think we've been talking with you before that these years and month has been really hard. So we just lived through a huge pandemic and it's still up in many places. And then we have so much, aggression and war happening around. And all you feel sometimes it's all you want to do is just go into the cave and give up on reality. That's sometimes the feeling, but of course you want to continue finding strength and being happy and energetic and exploring the world and thinking about how to solve some of the issues we have on earth. And I think that is a reason we kind of today have a really light podcast, in the sense that we just want to, share some of the things that help us to stay happy, help us to stay hopeful. And of course, many times you can't change circumstances which are happening around you, but you can still do a lot within you. And one change at a time can make bigger impact everywhere. So
Yeah.
as I naturally went into the intro, maybe we can just go through some of the things. What Shushti makes you happy? What keeps you happy?
Yeah. So, hardship is such an unavoidable thing of a person's life. Even if it's not happening something economically or like a world crisis, still like we have our own crisis and lows in our own life. So when this happens, which happens like at this age quite a times, I have faced, music is one of the therapy that I really vouch on. It just clicks and puts me in another mood, takes me away from my pain or what's going around. So
Yeah.
music is something I really use therapeutically to uplift my positivity. So music, yeah.
Would you say some specific type of music or just anything?
Yeah, so I listen to like something to just calm me down. It depends now if I what kind of a mood I am in, which negative mood I am in. So I love listening to the flute music.
Ah,
It just I kind of feel like it just resonates with something in my heart, like it vibrates at a different level. So flute and African drums.
hmm.
Also, it's like very deep. I feel very deep. Like I feel like from my gut, I feel like it's moving me, shifting me to something really high.
Yeah.
And also singing bowls. So I got introduced to singing bowls at a yoga class in America, and I just was amazed. Like it's just a bowl, and it's
Hmm.
just a thing, a small rod, and they just go around it. They're not beating, they're not doing anything, but the music that gets like echoed from it, it's
Hmm.
another level totally.
Wow. But you
So
kind
I
of like
listen to different singing bowls.
do you only listen or do you also try to do yourself like kind of meditative playing of music? Do you
Yeah,
do?
meditative. So like even like if I am I don't have that kind of a silent environment to like sit and feel the music, I just put it on, let it keep playing. It makes me indulge and at a very calmer pace do my regular routine work. And meditative, obviously, especially with headphones on while you're sleeping or just when you wake up, have some quiet time, just like I literally feel like, things coming, like the vibrations, I feel like it's coming out through my forehead, from my body. So it sets me at a different level totally. And I feel like I'm refreshed after that. I really don't feel like a victim to the situation.
This is really inspiring because I think sometimes I miss this, not just silence, but somehow in this modern world, we are, at least me, feel like I quite often fill the silence with something. So even though I already have a really, busy work schedule, I have a lot of calls and talking. When I go out and I could just be listening, to, I don't know, city sounds, nature sounds, I still like to put, my own music. And usually it's a bit harder. Like I like rock or even like harder alternative or folk. But it's true that sometimes, just as you mentioned, now I remember, like listening just to the flute sound and I don't know, sitting somewhere, and I think it's very relaxing. It kind of helps you to, I don't know, like bring a bit of more peace inside. And possibly that could be something that I I try to repeat and get inspired from you. Because yeah, because for me, following the music, so I would say I agree with you, but also for me, happiness also is a lot about moving. Like what I found myself, I mean, in general, I'm a big lover of dancing, and I could roam around the house if there is music or there is no music. I like to do, little moves and a little bit, like even sometimes I'm cleaning and I like to, pretend that I'm in musical and whatever, I'm cleaning with a bit of dance moves. But also any type of movement, really, just walk. It could be just walking or riding a bicycle or roller skating or light workouts. I'm not like really hardcore on workouts, but even light workouts, I feel like even after a really stressful day, or maybe even in the middle of the day, it helps to release something, maybe through sweat or through doing like cardio, and your heart is pumping up, and like your body is getting revitalized. I feel always, after doing this movement things, much brighter and much, more ready to take the world on.
True. Even that's one of the things I do. I like to exercise, and as you said, dancing also is one of my thing that I really like to do. Like close my room and just dance for like 1 or 2 songs, and I feel good. So dancing, or even if it's workout, yeah. So we used to do that. Remember Friday night, we would be like, Katy Perry, last Friday night. So we are the dancing buddies. I still remember. So even now, like although we are apart, so that's one of my therapy also. I love dancing. So just dance. And I think I had heard somewhere that there's this hormone. It's called dopamine, if I'm not mistaken.
Dopamine?
And that's a happy hormone, and that comes out when you sweat. So the sweat that comes out, and like you have the happy hormone. It definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I think you kind of make your body produce that hormone with more movement and more activity. You can yourself be like a factory of your happiness. You just need to, indulge in the correct activities. So I totally agree. And I think sometimes people maybe don't understand how important the body can be. I mean, it can really, you can use it to your benefit, even for, as I said, these kind of moments when you feel like really stressed. And I know that some of my friends, when they're stressed, they actually more like, sit on the sofa passively and watch something, like to get their mind off the thing that is stressing them out. But actually, I believe that if you just start moving, if you just do something actively, that's going to clean your head so much better, and going to bring you even like sometimes, more insights, or like, like kind of more clear understanding of the situation. So people move, that's gonna, bring really more benefits to your life than you think.
Of course, you said it rightly. I really like the way you said that your body is a factory. So yeah, you don't really need to pop in pills, or this whole pandemic thing has taught everyone that how your immunity should be in your control. Then you can fight anything that comes.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
And, for me, connected to the movement, I would say is nature. I think is also because I grew up like really close, I spent my summers in the very remote villages with my grandma, and in general, running a lot in the forest and walking a lot with my family to the forests, lakes, fields, and stuff like that. So I feel like really connected. And I remember like even one time when I had like really hard time in life, I used to say these 1 hour walks, just, walking where the eye see, but it's not not towards the city, but of the city. And these 1 hour walks used to be, I felt like at that time it was my only survival, moment when it was like, okay, it's not that bad enough. It's not that bad. It's no, it's gonna get better. It's like, I don't know what, but the connection with the nature really can help to bring me back a bit closer to, to myself, to believe, to hope that all will be better. I'm not sure whether you also have similar connection or similar feeling of happiness with the nature environment.
Yeah, definitely. Not here in where I live because it's mostly like desert, but even the desert has its own therapy. The city is more like buildings and a little bit of sand everywhere, but you don't see like full lush greenery. But when we go to like the desert for like camping or safaris, I feel that serenity, even like when you see like plain golden sand just there,
Yeah.
and like the patterns on the sand, it feels like you're like alone on the planet. You don't feel like there's anything else. There's no obstruction, there's no like trees or anything. It's just like this. So like you feel you're the only one. So desert has its thing. uh, but I remember you used to show me pictures of how you would go swimming with your family by the river, lake, and it felt so nice. It felt like it's like right from a storybook, like the way the European and American landscapes are. So I used to really be like, I want to experience one of this. And when I was in America, yeah, I experienced that how there are lakes at various locations, there are ducks, there are bike trails, and the nature, the lush green nature. So it
Yeah.
was pretty similar to what you're saying. And
Mm.
even walking by the sea, because every time, like in my life, like when I was in school, we lived by a Corniche here in the UAE. In America, by the Pacific Ocean. So like I've always dreamt of like if I have a home, like in the future, it has to be somewhere near a water body, like the seashore. It's just beautiful, the ocean music. And yeah, in my music list, I forgot to mention, but there are many times I click on like ocean waves music, so that
Yeah, like
that thing is
repetitive
like very
sounds of
relaxing.
that. No, I agree.
it,
Just
it also helps to put the cranky kids to sleep. So I've played ocean music for them.
that's your secret weapon to fast sleeping.
Yeah.
Not CBD oil anymore, huh? But just like you dream of living near the water, I always dreamt of living in a tree house somewhere in the middle of the forest. And what I think is like what's so charming about nature is because when you live in the city, like so many things in your environment, like even how you look, what you hear, they're changing so fast. It's like so much stimulation, different type of noises, different type of views, and everything is flashing so fast that I think it's really overwhelming for your brain. While in
Mhm.
nature, you feel still like very much part of some big live, organism, like in total, but everything is
Mhm.
slow, it's very subtle. It's like, nothing is like really making your brain overwhelmed. It's more like everything is like super peaceful. It's the same what you're looking around. There is no flashing, there is no like really fast, there is no weird noises or like really loud noises. And I think it's very like this repetitive kind of sound of like, I don't know, birds or like even the wind. It's very pleasant. And I think we as humans anyways, we came from nature. So maybe that's kind of calling home where we feel really happy.
I want to go for a vacation now after listening to all this.
Yeah, I know, right? Is there
Yeah.
something else on your list for happiness?
Yeah, I do. Because I'm a reader, so books have helped me a lot. So there are some like pet books that I really like, and one of them is Alchemist by especially Paulo Coelho. He is this Brazilian writer from Argentina, and sorry, he's a Portuguese writer from where do they speak Portuguese? I think yeah,
In
Brazil. Yeah,
Brazil. In Brazil.
yeah, he's
Mhm.
he's Brazilian, and his books are like amazing. Like it just takes you to a different level. So I remember he's the Warrior of the Light, and it's not like a novel. It's just like quotes, quotes, quotes.
Mhm.
That's really helped me, like in times of even like sometimes I feel like oh, today has been quite heavy. Like I didn't get enough sleep, or I watched the news and I saw something really bad happening around, and
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
really disturbing. Like it's bothering me the whole day. How could something happen like this? then especially if it's with kids, women, those kind of, or any killing and all that. So it's very disturbing. I read the newspaper also every day.
Yeah.
People make fun of me, like, you're still like, what age are you? Like, be modernized, like read that. I was like, no, digital. They are like all artificial intelligence. They give you the news only which you click on every time. I want to read like all the news, and so I see those. And then when I feel disturbed, I just go through like these favorite quotes of mine, or I even Rumi is just excellent. He's like never out of fashion for me. So I just go and randomly read his quotes. So it's beautiful. Book inspirations.
Yeah. Your Rumi reminded me that I have Tagore, and sometimes I use this just now from my bookshelf to kind of, you know, choose randomly some poem or like just a short text, just kind of really carry your head somewhere else. I don't know if it makes me happy, but definitely makes me like a bit for a while somewhere else, which, you know, as you mentioned, Paula Coelho, I was just remembering now that I know I'm traveling to work and my work is really far. And I was, you know, like so happy enjoying being somewhere else while being in public transport. So I read this autobiography of American Swami. I don't know if you read this book. It's by Radnadar Swami. He basically wrote his biography. He was an American guy who, you know, kind of wanted some spiritual things. So he traveled a lot. Then he finished in India.
Super. Yeah, he's well known.
Yeah, so very interesting journey in general. But, you know, every time I open the book in the bus, being in the bus, that's it. I'm not there. I'm literally, you know, traveling with him through Indian caves and, you know, experiencing these beautiful, like, you know, landscapes that he writes and the spirituality and the questions that come into his head. I mean, it was amazing sometimes how the book can just put you somewhere else.
Yeah, true. It's such a big industry, and still there are many people who are not touched by books. And especially with all this digital bombard that we have, we are losing more people, like worshippers of the book industry. But I really hope like people know the magic of books. So these books, what you're saying, that book, I remember I went for an interview and there was this school in Pune, a very pretty school. At the entrance, they had a peaceful Buddha, they had waterfall, like everything was like feng shui types to like get in the positive energy. Like you knew the construction was different. So when I went in for the interview, like with the principal, even he looked like he was like emitting like a different glow.
Right.
And I told him that your place, like before the interview, I was like informally talking about your place is just wonderful. There's something about it. And then he had a cabinet full of these books, okay, by the same writer. And he usually gifts it to people he meets. So he gifted me one of those books. I didn't read it fully. I still regret it to that day. And that book is still in Pune. I'm going to like somehow try to get it here because I want to read it from that book, that copy. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh, this is nice. Yeah, like reading can help you to forget petty things of reality or petty problems if you have such, or in general, just move you to another location for a while, especially. I mean, I think it's a great imagination training because we really have a lot of resources, as I say again, in our body and mind everywhere. And we just really need to squeeze them out or use them because we're so rich internally, if you think about it. And you know, one more thing that I remembered, because this Swami book actually brought it back. Another thing that really makes me happy, and maybe I should really do more, is just bringing little actions of kindness into the day. I mean, you know, even just, I remember like the day before there was a really old lady, and I know it sounds cheesy, but it was a really old lady, you know, who was supposed to cross the street. The green light is already blinking, but she's already started. So of course I don't want to leave her. I just kind of helped her to walk through finish the red light. And it's a super small thing. She of course thanked me and like was very like nice. But immediately inside I felt like, oh my God, like, you know, I don't know, these tickles of like happiness, like, oh, you know, I just very tiny action. And I'm sure for her it's probably also really tiny action, but this human exchange of something nice without really expecting anything back or anything in return or any other favors is really kind of heartwarming. And I think throughout the day, we have so many opportunities to do those things, but I don't know if we always, even see those opportunities or we want to take them. But this is also, I think, a very natural happiness and confidence booster, like doing kind things. And eventually you don't have to do them just to feel good about yourself, but it naturally happens that once you do something nice, and people usually really appreciate it, and you feel so much, better. And also, I always think once you do the good thing to somebody, that somebody will be grateful. And next time he gets the opportunity to do something good, maybe he will be also more open to do it. So, little pearls of kindness can be spreading around just with one kind activity of yours. Like you can start some chains, throughout the world.
Yeah, true. I sorry, I have this allergic cough. So Wayne Dyer,
Kindness is your allergy for kindness?
No. So Wayne Dyer also is an inspirational, motivational writer, speaker, philanthropist. So I had years ago heard about acts of kindness from him. And then what he said is a person doing a kind deed to someone, and the person receiving the kind deed, and even the one who's witnessing these two people having this exchange, everyone gets a healthy boost of immunity just by it. Because everything, there's a lot of chemical changes going on in your body when you're doing kindness, receiving kindness, witnessing kindness. So there's a lot of benefit exchange going on. And even Albert Einstein, the scientist, he made sure that every day he said thank you 100 times to different people. Or
oh my God, he met a lot of people.
Himself.
I don't.
Yeah. No, like I thought in a day saying 100 times like thank you. So then I realized, like, if someone opens the door for you, if you meet someone, hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And there's so many ways you can say thank you. If you're alone, you just like be grateful for, having a roof, having clothes, having food, pray over the food you eat, the water you drink, the shower when you I think, I had a gratitude stone with me. I would always keep that.
Tell a bit more about his gratitude stone.
So when I was really, really down in my life, which and I had come to meet you in Pune, and it was like the hardest decisions to take in my life, and everyone was against me. I knew this is for my soul good, my own good, and for me as a person. So it was very tough, the whole situation, and I was young, and I had people wiser and older than me. So it was like this. So I got a stone with me, and there was like hardly anything in my life at that time to be gratitude to feel grateful for. So this stone, I got it from like America, and it had the Irish leaf in there. What do you call that leaf? It has the four small
this
leaves
like
around it.
I call it lucky leaf, but I don't know how in English it is.
Yeah, lucky. So I think they come like 3 leaves together. But if you have 4, then it's like the unique lucky leaf.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that a real leaf is like embedded in a clear glass circle, and it looks like a stone. So I bought that and I kept it with me, and I was like, this is my gratitude stone, this will give me strength. So I would like, whenever I saw it, I was like, no, that's my stone, that's my stone, that's like, my hope. I have to be grateful for, at least, like, I'm still breathing, I should be grateful for that, and I'm still breathing. That itself is like a chance for me to make changes in my life and go against everyone if it's for my own good and the right decision. So I was so down in my life at that time, and I was like no support. So I would sleep with it in my hand the whole night, clenched in my fist, until morning. And if I had to even go to the grocery, if I had to go anywhere, I would carry it in a purse with me or just in my hand, like constantly with me. And it helped me like so much. Like, I'm so proud of how this whole situation changed, just because I kept a constant reminder with me, like it's going to be okay, it's be hopeful. And I found it a few days back, so then when everything started got busy and crazy in my life, so was there in one of this different purses I had, and I got it. I'm like, oh my God, I found you. I kept it back in my regular purse.
Yeah, no, I think it's true. I mean, it's maybe shifting like from being like out there showing kindness, but this is actually being a bit also kind to yourself, like choosing maybe specifics, especially in hardships. I agree with you that choosing sometimes, I don't know if I could call it amulet or something that you could project a bit of energy and say, kind of have it as a protection, or like maybe booster of energy, or maybe a reminder that, hey, you know, there is hope, there is, everything will be fine eventually, like kind of this symbol always next to you to kind of, you know, put you up in the really hardest moments. I think it's a great way to help yourself to, you know, recover from some harder thinking or more negativity periods that you have in your life. And, you know, actually just one thought I remembered regarding this kindness. So maybe this doesn't sound like really kindness as such, and we haven't here mentioned like actually being with the people you love, the family and friends. I think it comes as a basic for any happiness that you want to experience in life, because really eventually we are, you know, social creatures, and relationships that we have with other people are really key to keeping us balanced and happy. And, you know, you never want to have in the back of your head like, oh, I just had a fight with this and this, because even if you're gonna move a lot and spend time in nature, these thoughts eventually will keep on coming. So of course, keeping clean, healthy, happy, balanced relationship with people around you is very important. And also showing, you know, them little signs of care and kindness. Like, I know it's gonna sound small, but I am a very big dreamer. Like in the night, you know, I often also, when I wake up in the morning, I remember some dreams. And maybe people don't really bother about it and are not really so much interested. But every time I have one of my friends in the dream and we do something in the morning, I write to this friend, hey, you know what? I had you in my dream, and we were, you know, walking by the river and just talking about flowers. And I know it's like super small thing, and it's really maybe not that important, but I think for people just to show, hey, you know what? I had a thought of you, and I just wanted to share that I had that thought about you. It kind of brings a nice emotion that, well, there is somebody who has me in his head or in his thoughts, and it just kind of always helps to small stones, you know, glue bigger relationships, I think.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, true.
Do you have anything on your list more? Because I think the key things that I wanted to share, the movement, the dancing, the nature, the kindness, the relationships are, you know, my key basis for happiness. Do you have something else on your mind that could be important?
Yeah,
Or
so this is not exactly one of the physical things that you need to do, but I do reflect back a lot. Like when I feel like this task is just impossible, I feel too insecure with this, or I feel insecure about the future, then I just sit back and I think of all the hardships that obviously by this age you have had some successful stories. So I think about that, like, oh my God, look at that. That felt like there was no way out of it, but I emerged, and time passed, and there's good time now. Good time came after that. So that was like way more impossible with my, like, you know, my age, my immaturity. It seemed like I was going nowhere. So this thing is like nothing in front of it. Why should I even like waste so much of energy overthinking? So this self-reflecting in my mind, the self-talk I have, that really helps. And plus, like, during my readings and all these venturing and getting more knowledge, I came through two concepts which always helps me. And if I see someone in pain, I kind of try to preach that to them. So there's something like, we know the Maslow's table where self-actualization is at the top. So a person reaches his higher self. But then there was this something that there's something more about self-actualization, because in self-actualization, you kind of accept everything as it comes. And about that, it's like more than accept, you kind of celebrate the things that happen. That even if a bad thing is happening to you, you're like, I accept it, and I also celebrate it like positively. I'm learning, because it's like a math problem. It's like a problem that's given to me for me to learn more. So it's perfect. It had to happen right now. This downfall had to come now to make me more stronger in some sense. So that kind of concept like sunk in me like in a different way. So I think about that a lot, like in hardships or things like that. Like even the pandemic was so bad, and really some people have had really bad experiences. Like even in my family, like my grandmother passed away, and all these like stories happened.
Yeah.
But like when you try to think about, you know, everything, there's a reason for everything, and we are not like dying. That person is not like dead. He's getting a new chance somewhere else. So it's okay. It's in its perfect timing. So that helps me. And another concept, this is like this is it's called in novel writing, it's called absurdism, where it's like kind of absurd, it's difficult to understand, but makes sense like if you get into the principles. So there's this very famous Greek god story also, that every day, I'm so sorry, I didn't do my homework, I don't remember his name, but very famous, that he would take up the boulder up. I think some people
Yes,
listening might
Sisyphus.
know.
His name was Sisyphus.
Yes, yes, Sisyphus. So he would take the boulder up only to drop it down, and next day morning again take it up and to drop it down. So then, if you think about it, like the routine that we have, we just wake up, so we go and go to work, so we can have the money. The thing. So it's kind of like wow. That when I was doing my masters, I had this absurdism novel that I had to do. I heard that, learned that concept then, and I was like moved by it. And also, it says in the one of the holy books, that the Bible, that your life is like a smoke. You'll try to catch it, but you actually can't catch it. So and anything you do makes no meaning, but it has to be meaningful for you. Like even if
Mm,
something is happening you don't like, actually it's meaningless. We are all put like a video game. So, but you have to play your best. You have to make it like meaningful for you.
yeah.
So these two
Yeah.
really helped me. These two concepts, the smoke concept and the concept of self-actualization above it, they really helped me a lot.
I think we will need a separate podcast to just explore those because they are super interesting. And to be honest, I mean, some of them, I mean, I don't use that often, or I don't reflect on that so often. But I think if you do, you can really find more comfort in yourself, especially like I love that message that, you know, you can find something good or even any type of learning in every single bad thing that is happening to you in your life. But usually we are so focused about, you know, being, I don't want to say being sad, being angry, being like always, you know, it's not fair and I'm the victim, or I, you know, I can't handle this anymore. We get so obsessed about, you know, how we feel about it, that we don't think that actually there's actually something possibly positive to squeeze out of it or learn for the future, or this is something, you know, that will help you to see reality differently. So I love that message. And I think maybe for the next time, I would love to talk a bit more about these concepts that you use, how you bring them to reality. Because I think most of us, you know, we run through the day, evening comes, we're tired, we don't want to use like anymore our heads, we do some sort of passive activities, and again, another day starts. And that's how we go into a circle, and eventually we are, you know, near the graveyard saying, okay, I wish I had more time to reflect on some of the things and really feel happy about the little things, but I was rushing all the time through my life. So let's connect on that for the next podcast. I think it's going to be super interesting, hopefully for everybody. And I think now our time is getting to the end. So I know, Srushti, that you always have some special goodbyes for us. Do you have something to leave us today for the better day and week?
I think so. Yeah. What I can say is, like you said, like all bad times have like a good thing to it. So people who are listening to this now, because there's like 2 or 3 different things going on in the world, different challenges. So if they are listening from these parts of the world, I would just like to tell them that call it prayer, call it meditation, call it self-reflection, call it like you're staying quiet to listen to what the spirit has to say or something. But yeah, do that. Like do that. Like sit with yourself, only you and yourself. I think you'll get lots of answers, lots of answers. In fact, Rumi has said, I'll finish with this Rumi's quote, is that if you wake up in the middle of the dawn, like, you know, like between 3, 4, many people wake up. There's something magical about it. So
Yeah.
if you wake up at that time, don't go back to sleep. The morning breeze brings secrets with it. Listen to it. So like it has happened with me many times that I have got, if nothing, I have got a lot of strength to face the day, to face life, and I get different messages. So if you feel that inspiration, or if you got up at an odd time, very fresh, it's the universe has just probably banged you with something. You just woke up, like, what is it? So just like hold on to catch those secrets. So
Yeah.
that, pray, and don't forget there's a silver lining behind every cloud. So no matter whatever you are in, there is hope, there is a silver lining, there is that gratitude stone with everyone.
I love that. Such a beautiful ending, Srushti. Thank you. And so, I mean, very inspired and a little bit even on this mystical, spiritual thinking. We're going back to our days, and I really want to thank to you, but also I'm hoping that we help some people to maybe find one or two things that they refresh and remember to bring back to their lives to bring some happiness and even like peace and any other little, you know, positivity in the moment. And I hope to catch you soon as well.
Same here, same here.
All right.
Thank you so much, Aiste, for having me. And I was waiting for the longest time, like really to meet you.
Let's do this now, a shorter break, okay? I'll make another one soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. God
Thank
bless you.
Ciao, ciao. Have a great day.